Hey guys, this is Jessica Gutierrez with Clean With Me podcast. This is a podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. So let's clean together. Hey everybody, I'm back. I know that I took a little bit of a break, but I'm back to my regular scheduling, and today is going to be a full-length cleaning walkthrough of the entire house. If you're new here, I just walk you through cleaning your house step by step, from starting with the kitchen, ending with the bedrooms, and I give you tips and tricks along the way, things that work for me, and I just maybe give you little tidbits about my life and things like that also. But let's get right into it. Let's get whatever motivates you started, whether that's lighting candles, getting ready for the day. Maybe you just need to throw your hair up in a bun, or maybe you just need to put on the podcast, in which case you're already there, you're already ready and ready to clean. Maybe you need to get some kids occupied. Give those kids an activity. Give them a coloring book, what have you. Some of us have less kids in the house, during our cleaning time because school and things like that. But if you do have little ones at home, you might need to put them on an activity before you start your cleaning sessions. I always like opening my windows. It really just brightens the mood, makes me happier, makes me just in a better mood to clean. It also makes it to where I can see all the little, the dust and the dirt and spots and stuff on the floor. And if you hear a little trickling, I am recording this in my car, and it is raining a little bit, so you might hear a little bit of a trickle. I'm sorry about that, but my kids are inside being crazies, so my husband's watching them. So I'm going to have to record it in the car today. So what we're going to do is, first of all, if you guys are ready and you're motivated, let's start with our laundry switch, as we like to call it. We're going to move our clothes from the washer to the dryer, and from the dryer to a laundry basket for after the episode. And then we are going to do a load of laundry. Now, if you're having a day where you're not really feeling it and you don't really want to do too much laundry, at least just do like a load of towels or something easy to fold, because laundry gets piled up really, 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 really quickly, at least in my house. So I like to do at least one load a day. I preferably more than that, but I definitely have to do at least one load a day just to keep up with it. Otherwise, it just gets out of hand really quickly. So we do the laundry switch at the beginning of the show, if you're new here, just so that by the end of the episode, we are ready to get the clean laundry out of the dryer and fold it and put it away. And I think of it as kind of like a relaxation time, because I'm able to put on my favorite show, put my feet up, and just fold laundry and kind of relax. So that's why I do it that way. But once you're done doing your laundry switch, let's go ahead and move over to the kitchen, and then let's just start unloading our dishwashers. If you have a dishwasher, I do not. Or your drying racks, or whatever it is you put your clean dishes in. If you have clean dishes in any of those things, go ahead and unload them and put them where they go, and make room for the dirty dishes that we are going to clean. Maybe you have a breakfast mess you need to clean up, a lunch mess, whatever time of day you're listening to this, and let's go ahead and do those dishes. The dreaded dishes. I hate doing the dishes. I'm pretty sure most of you guys hate doing the dishes, but they have to be done. That's why we do them first, so they're out of the way and we don't have to think about them. And I always feel so much better once I've done the dishes first. It makes me more motivated, and it really makes me get more done, because it's something that I hate. So if I get that done, right off the bat, I'm really motivated to clean the rest of my house and just to keep going and keep that momentum going. So be unloading the dishwasher, or your drying rack, and starting to pre-rinse and get all the food off of your dishes. I like to do my refrigerator, get any old food or leftovers out of my refrigerator while I'm doing this part, just because I'm in a dishes mode. And if there's any, like, containers of food that need to be thrown out or anything like that, I like to do that while I'm doing the dishes. That way I can clean those dishes while I'm still in the dish mode. But, after you're done doing your unloading of your dishwasher and stuff, do a very thorough pre-rinse. The more thorough the pre-rinse, the easier that it's going to be for you to do the dishes, and then put them to the side, or to the side of the sink, however it is you do it. Everyone has a different method of how they do their dishes. I do a really good pre-rinse of them, and then I put the pre-rinsed dishes to the side, and then I hand wash everything. That's just me. And then I do, like, forks I do cups first, and then I do utensils, and then I do plates and bowls, and then I do pots and pans. And if you have anything that is going to be an issue, like pot and pan wise, you might need to leave that to soak right now, but while you're doing the other stuff. I've mentioned this before, but a trick for getting really, really crusted on stuff off of a frying pan, you can boil water with a little bit of salt in it, or just let it soak with some soapy hot water, either way. And just have those things soaking while you're doing your other dishes. And while you guys are doing that, I'll give you plenty of time to do that, and I will give you a little quick update on my life. I did give a little update on Sunday for those of you that listened. So basically, the reason why I took a week or two off, I think it was about 2 weeks I took off. I didn't mean to take off. It always, trust me, it really does bother me when I miss an episode. I don't mean to, and I know you guys look forward to the episodes, and I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to keep up with it this week. It's been a doozy of a week. Just to rehash quickly for those of you that didn't hear on Sunday, there was another accident. My husband got in an accident. Everyone's okay. But his car was totaled. He has a rental and he had full coverage, so everything's good there. But it was still, something. And then my daughter hurt her leg. She jammed it at the park on the swings. And then we thought it was a hairline fracture at first. And because we went to some urgent care and they told us they read her x-rays wrong. Then I took her to Cook's Children's and they were like, no, she just has a muscle sprain. And the splint is what was hurting her. So I've been in and out of the hospital for, days and days and days. And then all of my kids have had, like, cold symptoms, and they had a slight fever and got sent home from their daycare because I just started working, which has been hard to juggle because I've never been a working mom before. I have not worked since I've had my kids. I've been working from home since I had my kids, and I'm trying to do my best to keep, the podcast is always 100% going to be a priority for me. Don't get me wrong. It was just the adjustment period. But, I still have the painting thing that I do on the side also, and then transitioning into being a working mom, was kind of difficult at first. I think I'm getting it now, and I'm getting in the swing of things, and I'm getting, more into a schedule. My kids are getting more into a schedule, which is making everything easier. And just still be working on the dishes while I'm talking, of course. But, that transition is hard. I haven't worked in about 4 years, like at an actual place. So it is hard. I'm really tired when I get home, because I'm not used to being on my feet all day. I chase after my toddlers all day, but it's just different. You guys know that, have had to do that. And both are equally difficult jobs. Don't get me wrong, I had plenty of challenges keeping up with the house being a stay-at-home mom because it's really hard to stay motivated when you're at home all day. The kids are constantly making messes all day. And it's different. There's different challenges being a working mom, But I found with the house, I'm starting to find, that there's not people at the house all day, so it's a little bit easier to maintain, but it still takes work, and I still have to get up early and, do a quick straightening of my house every morning, and then I have to use my days off to do, significant amounts of loads of laundry and stuff like that. So I'm getting in the swing of things, I'm learning, and, I will still talk about both. Don't think, oh no, I'm a stay-at-home mom listening to this and now she's going to work, so she's not going to relate to me anymore. I was a stay-at-home mom for, all of my children's whole lives, so I'm very aware of the struggles and the challenges, and I will still talk about that on the show. And if you don't have kids and you're like, oh, well, I don't have kids, none of this applies to me, and that's okay. This is a cleaning podcast, so always, primarily, I'm going to be talking about cleaning, and I just like to give a little tidbit about my life and just what I'm going through, because I know some of you relate to that and some of you like that, but I will always stick to the cleaning walkthroughs and, do that the way that my mom has always done it, and the way that I have always done it. That way, hopefully I can please everybody. I try to cater to everybody, and everybody obviously has different lives, different challenges. All I can talk about is what I personally experience, but I know at the end of the day, no matter what you do, you still have to clean your house. So I hope that I am a help to you no matter what your circumstances are, whatever phase of life you are in. I hope that I'm relatable to some extent and I can help you guys in some way. But I won't be talking about this every time, but while you guys are doing the dishes, I will talk a little bit about what I have done, what's been working for me being a working mom, my schedule. I'll just run it by you really quickly. In the mornings, I get up super early in the mornings. I have had to adjust my schedule big time and go to sleep earlier, and then I wake up earlier. I wake up way before my kids, and then I do a quick straightening of the house. I take a shower, I get ready before I wake them up, and then I wait till the last possible second to wake them up, and I have all their stuff laid out the night before, which is super helpful. Their breakfast stuff and everything, I get all that stuff ready and plan all that out the night before. And for those of you that have been working for a while, you're probably like, yeah, this is what I've been doing, but it's new to me. So I do that. I get up really early and I just do a quick straightening of the house, nothing major. And then when I get home, they usually have had dinner by the time I get home, depending on when they get picked up and when I get off. But if they haven't, I'll make them something for dinner, and then I'll clean up that mess, and then I will do a couple loads of laundry before I go to bed, usually, and then straighten everything up, and then in the mornings I try to make my bed and just, straighten the house and stuff like that before I leave. And that's been working so far, and definitely lay out your clothes and lay out the kids' shoes and stuff for those of us that have kids in school or daycare or whatever. You really want to get all that stuff ready the night before so we're not stressed out in the mornings, because one day I did not do that. I was lazy the night before and I did not lay out my stuff, and I was stressing so bad, and I don't like starting off the day in a stressful way, so I was like, okay, I am never doing that again. I'm always, no matter how tired I am, I'm gonna, when I'm giving my kids a bath and getting them ready for bed and everything, I'm going to put out their clothes for the next day and pack their bag, their little diaper bags and stuff, which if you have big kids, it would be backpacks or whatever. Or just if you don't have kids, Have your lunch ready, have your outfit ready for work, that way you don't have to think about stuff like that in the morning. And because sometimes our alarms don't go off, sometimes we accidentally press the snooze button too long, and you want to have all that stuff ready in case of an emergency where you have to get up and just run and go, and you don't have time to straighten the house or whatever, and you just have to jump up and go. All your stuff's already ready and laying next to you, laid out on the bed, and you can just get to work. And for those of you that do listen to me on a regular basis, you're probably like, why do you have so many negative things happening to you every time you do a podcast? I know it seems like my life's been really crazy lately, because it has. My life usually is really boring, and ever since I've taken over the podcast, I don't know why. It's just happened like that, but ever since I've taken over the podcast, just it's been thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. So I've been so busy with all these curveballs that have been thrown at me, but that's just life. It's just life. It happens, and we grow from it, we learn from it, and we get through it. And I feel like when bad things like car wrecks and, just stuff like that happens in your life, whether it's a death in the family or just an injury or something minor, late for work, having a stressful morning, it just makes you appreciate the good days more and makes you appreciate everything good that you have going on in your life. So you guys should be done doing the dishes by now, though. So if you're not, that's okay. You can pause me, rewind me, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and start talking about clearing surfaces. So let's clear the surfaces of your kitchen and your dining room tables if you have them. And let's just put everything where it goes. Anything that does not belong and that does not deserve a permanent home on those spaces, we're going to put those away now. Look at your kitchen from the perspective of a stranger. Think of the one person that you really, really, really think, I really don't want this person to think badly of the way my house looks. And pretend you're them looking at your house, the most judgy person that judgy family member that is judging your house. Just channel them for a minute. Look at your kitchen, look around, and be like, what is not supposed to be here, and put that stuff away. And the goal is to have as much surface area as possible. That way we can wipe down the most things, and that way it doesn't look cluttery. And when you're doing this, if you're noticing like on top of your fridge is cluttered, we just recently cleaned out our kitchen cabinets because they were a mess and it was hard to find anything in there, and there was a lot of like stuff that didn't even need to be in there that was expired or whatever. We had to go through all of our stuff, but we recently did that. But if you have not and you're cleaning your kitchen area and you're realizing like, hey, my pantry's a little bit out of hand, or my refrigerator's a little out of hand, or, whatever it is, whatever hot spots in your kitchen, if you don't have time to do it now, then write it down and definitely do it at the first convenience, the first time you have time to do that. And if you do have time, great, then tackle it right now during this time and just go ahead and put it away. And once you've cleared all your surfaces and you've gotten everything out of the way and you've gotten all those hot spots and those things that are maybe stuff's accumulated like on top of your refrigerator or on top of your dining room table or maybe in the corner of your countertops, or maybe in a drawer in your kitchen, or maybe on your windowsill. We want to hide as many things as possible. You want everything out of sight, out of mind, and when you're doing this, if you're noticing like on top of your fridge is cluttered, we just recently cleaned out our kitchen cabinets because they were a mess and it was hard to find anything in there, and there was a lot of like stuff that didn't even need to be in there, that was expired or whatever. We had to go through all of our stuff, but we recently did that. But if you have not and you're cleaning your kitchen area and you're realizing like, hey, my pantry's a little bit out of hand, or my refrigerator's a little out of hand, or, you know, whatever it is, whatever hot spots in your kitchen, if you don't have time to do it now, then write it down and definitely do it at the first convenience, the first time you have time to do that. And if you do have time, great, then tackle it right now during this time and just go ahead and put it away. And once you've cleared all your surfaces and you've gotten everything out of the way and you've gotten all those hot spots and those things that are maybe stuff's accumulated like on top of your refrigerator or on top of your dining room table, or maybe in the corner of your countertops, or maybe in a drawer in your kitchen, or maybe on your windowsill. We want to, or maybe in a drawer in your kitchen, or maybe on your windowsill. We want to hide as many things as possible. You want everything out of sight, out of mind, and organized. We don't want to just shove things in drawers to hide them. But yeah, we just want, everything out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, and organized. So if you notice some drawers that need some tending to, if you don't have time right now to do it, then just jot it down on a piece of paper on a to-do list, and definitely do that at the earliest convenience, and take care of it, because it just makes your life more difficult when things are unorganized. And I myself am not a super organized person at all, and I'm not a clean freak at all. I know I have a cleaning podcast, but I am not perfect. By any means, I am not the cleanest person in the world. I'm just a person doing the best I can, and I try to do the best I can to keep the house clean with 2 toddlers. It is a very difficult task. So for those of you out there that are struggling, whether you have kids or not, it's hard because we all have our own demons. We all have either depression or just, a really busy schedule, or kids, or just whatever it may be that, makes it hard for us to keep up with cleaning, and that's okay. And I just want to let you guys know that it's okay to get behind, and it's okay to not have a perfectly clean house. And I'm just here to help you to stay on task and just to try to get as much done as you can, but we're not striving for perfection, we're just trying to do the best we can, and in the time that we have available to us to clean. So with that being said, let's once we've cleared our surfaces, let's start getting our Clorox wipes or our rags or whatever it is we use, you guys prefer to use to wipe down surfaces. And let's start. I love using the generic lemon scented Clorox wipes, as you guys know, and I just get wiped down happy. I wipe down all of my countertops. I get underneath appliances. If there's any appliances or like things that that you don't use on a regular basis, they probably shouldn't have a home on your countertop. You want to get as much surface area showing as possible, so some of that stuff can be put away. But if there's stuff like, a toaster or something that has a permanent home, just lift that up maybe and clean that. If it hasn't been cleaned in a long time, then you might have an explosion of crumbs. I don't have a toaster, but if, that has happened before to me. Before, when I've had a toaster, I've lifted it up to clean it, and then like 1,000 crumbs fall out. But anyway, lift stuff up, clean up underneath. Make sure you get behind the sink because sometimes there's food and gunk that gets behind the sink after you did the dishes. Make sure you clean your stove, your burners to your stove. If you need to take, if you don't have an electric stove and you need to take those, racks off of your burners for your stove off and clean that, you can do that right now. If you have not cleaned your oven, if you have a self-cleaning oven, make sure, first of all, that there is nothing in the oven before you do this. But if you do have a self-cleaning oven, then you can just have it clean that. Otherwise, you can get a degreaser or an oven cleaner and go ahead and scrub inside your oven. If you don't have time to do that now, that's fine. You can save that for another day. But make sure when you're wiping stuff down, you don't forget inside your microwave. That's my pet peeve of mine, is when people in my household forget to clean the microwave, because after I use it, I like it when I like the people in my house that will remain unnamed to wipe it down. After they use it, if something explodes or leaks or whatever. But whenever I'm doing the kitchen myself, I make sure to do a wipe down of my microwave, because they don't always do that. And if that glass dish that's in your microwave is dirty, you can take that to the sink, rinse it off, and dry it off and put it back. But once you guys have wiped down everything in the kitchen, you might have some crumbage on the floor. If there's stuff that I mentioned that you want to do but you haven't gotten to, you can either pause me and do it right now before I move on to the living areas, or you can just jot it down on a to-do list and do it at your earliest convenience. And I've been saying that a lot this episode, sorry. That's just my phrase of the day, I guess. But anyway, if you do have some crumbage on the floor, some crumbs, you can do just a spot sweep of the area. We'll do a major floor clean of your entire house at the end of the episode. I'll remind you guys to clean your floors. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take out the trash of your kitchen trash if it is full. And once you've taken out your trash, let's go ahead and move on to the living area. So when I'm doing the living area, the first thing I like to do is I like to take off my couch cushions and just sweep off the crumbs, if there's any crumbs, with a broom, because we have a small house. A lot of times people are eating on my couch. But yeah, I like to brush it off with a broom, or I like to use my hand vacuum and just vacuum underneath the cushions at least once a week, because they usually need it. And then I like to make my cushions, straighten them, fix my little decorative pillows, make sure they look nice. My couch usually needs a spot cleaning, so I'll make my, everything look nice, clean out underneath it, clean underneath my couch. To clean underneath my couch, I get a broom, and I just kind of do a sweep underneath my couch, anything I can't reach, or I just move my couch and sweep all the stuff out from under there. But once I do that, I put everything away where it goes, whether it's toys or pacifiers or bottles or whatever it is, oranges. I mean, I've found an array of things underneath my couch, and I always find random stuff underneath my couch, brushes, hair ties, what have you. So that usually needs to be done pretty regularly in my house, but maybe not for you. Whatever applies to you. And I also got a new rug, so if I needed to spot clean the rug, now would be the time to do that. If I needed to spot clean the couch, now would be the time to do that. I do have a cloth couch. If you have a leather couch, you can use a special spray and just wipe down your leather couch. If you have a cloth couch like me, then I like to use just some kind of carpet cleaner or stain remover, like a Resolve type deal, and just spray it on there and let it sit, and then scrub it up. My couch cushions you can unzip and wash in the washer. I do that if like there is a major mess on there, but I try to avoid doing that because it does tear it up. And my couch is already kind of torn up, so from the underneath side, the part you can't see, but from washing it too much. So I try to just spot clean it with the Resolve and stuff, and it works pretty well. And I have a lot of decorative pillows to hide that kind of thing, and throw blankets. That's a good way if you don't have money to buy a new couch or couch covers. It's a good way to, hide the funky, maybe Sharpie stain on your couch or whatever. Me. So I have like a throw blanket and then my little decorative pillows I put in. My house still looks somewhat decent. So that's what I do. And then, of course, like with any room, you pick up anything that should not be in the living areas and put it away. Shoes, maybe you have a shoe rack or you keep shoes in the living room by your front door. Maybe you need to organize those, make those look nice and presentable. Maybe you need to straighten some pictures in your living area, dust some pictures. Maybe you need to do some dusting of your ceiling fan. I like to wet dust. I like to use wipes or, dust spray and wet dust things, just to really get that. If you have any like smudges on your door, magic erasers are great for that on your front door. If you have pets, especially that like jump up on your door, you might have like some little black marks or something like that on your door, and magic erasers are great for that. So at this time you can do stuff like that. It depends on how dirty your living area is. If you have like a bunch of kids or something and there's just toys everywhere, obviously make that a priority. And as far as toys go, I definitely am always purging toys. If I get new toys into the house, I kind of have a rule. If I buy the kids the new toys, then some old toys have to go out because they forget about the old toys a lot of times when you get the new toys. So we don't need to be accumulating 5 million thousand toys that are just making a huge mess because they always empty out the whole darn thing every time. So that's a good rule to live by with anything. If you are bringing something new into the house, like a new outfit, maybe pick an outfit that you don't wear anymore and get rid of it. We don't always do that, so there are going to be days where we devote those days to decluttering or purging your clothes or your toys or whatever if things do get out of hand, which my toys often do. So, but just anything that's out of place. If you have a hot spot, maybe just, again, like with the kitchen, think of the person that you want to impress, or maybe think of the person that you want. Like, I have a friend that's super clean and I just envy her house because she always says it's dirty, but it's always immaculate, perfectly decorated, etc. And she's kind of like my hero, if you will, cleaning wise. I aspire to be like her in my cleaning, so I would be like, what would she find this cluttery? Would she keep this here? No, she wouldn't. So, if you have a friend like that, or, a relative maybe that is like super organized or something, maybe just think like, would they think this looks cluttery in their house or whatever, or if whatever motivates you. It's up to you, because everyone thinks differently. So if it motivates you to think about somebody like, oh, my mother-in-law, I don't want to get her to catch me with this clutter everywhere in my house or whatever, then think of her. If you do better by just thinking of people that inspire you with how well they keep their house or something, then think of that. Whatever it is that inspires you, whatever works for you, do that, and look from a different person's perspective at your house and just think, Is there anything that I can put away or put out of sight, out of mind? From countertops to coffee tables to end tables to TV stands. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for decluttering. There's always room to get rid of stuff or to put stuff away or in bins or in even cuter containers maybe. Like, say you have, like a bunch of remote controls or something for gaming systems or whatever for your kids, and it kind of looks like a mess like by your TV. Maybe get one of those cheap boxes, like those fold out boxes that are like $3 that you get from Walmart, and put all the stuff in there, and that way it's out of sight, out of mind, and it's put away in something. And just stuff like that. Little stuff like that makes a huge difference, and you don't really realize it, but it does. But if you don't have anything like that, just, you can. And I'm in the house now because it was raining too hard, so if you hear kids in the background, I apologize. I'm hidden in the room, but my kids are very loud, so yeah, you might still hear them. But anyway, moving on. If you didn't need to get anything major picked up or anything, and you just had some light straightening in your living areas, maybe you needed to dust some things. Maybe you needed to dust the blinds or just wipe down your window sills, your TV. Remember, don't spray things directly on the TV. Maybe you need to clean your TV stand if you have one, your doorknobs, light switches, etc. Anything like that. But if you are done with if I said anything that you didn't get to that you want to get to, you can pause me. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the bathrooms at this time. So let's go ahead and move on to the bathrooms. And first thing that I like to do when I go into the bathroom is I like to gather all the dirty clothes and move them to where I put my my laundry area. And I keep a laundry basket with dirty clothes in a dirty clothes hamper inside my bathroom, and it sounds like my kids are brawling in the other room. I wish my husband would keep them quiet for 5 seconds, but that's hard for him. Anyway, I'm trying not to nag, so calm yourself, Jessica. Anyway, take your dirty clothes, move them to the laundry area, and then let's work on clearing your surfaces, clearing your your makeup, anything that's out of place, makeup, straighteners, anything that's out of place sitting on your countertop that needs to be put away, deodorant, whatever. Maybe whatever clutter, and then put it away that your kids might have left, you might have left, whatever the case may be. If you're finding you don't have places for that, maybe get just little cheap plastic bins that you can put different items in, like one for hair ties and hair items, one for personal hygiene products, or one for different members of people in the house, things like that. That's a system that works well for me, so maybe it'll work for you too, hopefully. But the goal is to get as, I hate clutter, and I think a lot of people struggle with clutter, and I know with me and my house, things accumulate a lot, and I get a lot of hot spot areas that are always accumulating stuff that I'm constantly having to deal with, and everyone has their own areas that they struggle with, so with those areas, just regularly, at least once a week when you're, on podcast days or whatever, listen to a podcast and just tackle those hot spots on those days, and organize and get rid of all of the stuff that it has accumulated on, like, the bathroom countertop, the kitchen countertop, whatever it is for you in your case. But once everything is cleared off, then you can do a quick wipe down. I like to use my Clorox wipes again, You can use whatever you like, and I wipe down my mirrors with, Windex and paper towels, and then I do a thorough wipe down of my countertops, my sink, my faucet. If you have any hard water on your faucet, you can always use vinegar and put it in a Ziploc baggie and secure it with a hair tie and just let it sit there, and that'll get rid of the hard water. Or you can use like scrubbing bubbles or something like that that's made for hard water. Whatever the case may be. And then once you're done with that, you can move on to the toilet. I like to wear gloves for this. That way I can get down and dirty and get it really clean and nice and perfect. So for that, let's put our gloves on. If you don't wear gloves, that's fine. And then I like to get my toilet bowl bleach first, and the one with the nozzle that gets underneath the rim, and I pour the bleach underneath the rim, and I let that sit there while I wipe down the rest of the toilet. I like to use my Clorox wipes because they're disposable, and I wipe down my entire toilet, starting from the places that you touch first, obviously, and then moving down, getting all the areas. The back lid of your toilet does usually snap off, so you can clean really deeply underneath there. Make sure you get behind your toilet, on the sides of your toilet, every nook and cranny behind your toilet, and make sure that that's nice and clean. And then once you're done with that, your bleach would have sat long enough to kind of permeate and clean, and then you get your toilet bowl brush and you scrub the inside of your toilet, and then flush it. If you want your toilet to smell fresh every time you flush it, you can get like a Pine Sol or something and poke a little hole in it, put it in the back of your toilet in your toilet water, and then every time you flush, it'll smell like that Pine Sol or whatever. I saw that on TikTok. And then with the shower, if your shower needs a major bleaching, we can do that. I like to maintain my shower by keeping one of those scrub brushes that have like a dispensable soap sponge deal, and I like to keep like a scrubbing bubbles or a bathroom cleaner inside of that, and every time I take a shower, I just do a once over and clean that just do an all over scrub before I get out of the bathtub, just to maintain it. But if you haven't been maintaining it and you have some like rings in your bathtub or whatever, or stains, and you need to do a bleaching, you can get use the shower head to dampen make sure your bathroom is well ventilated first. Then make sure that you take your shower and you dampen if you're using Ajax, dampen the bathtub nice and damp, and then sprinkle that Ajax, let that sit for a while, and then, or you can also use that toilet bowl cleaner. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's really good. You have to use a lot of it, but it'll really get that bathtub nice and white. If you really are having a problem with stain that you just can't get off, the toilet bowl cleaner is really good for that. And then once it's sat for a little bit, and also you can use that, like I've mentioned before, you can use that toilet bowl cleaner bleach stuff for grout also. If your grout is getting funky or brown or whatever, you can put that bleach with that nozzle that you use for the toilet on the grout and let it sit, and then scrub it with like a toothbrush, and that'll get that nice and white. And then once you're done rinsing out, scrubbing the bleach out of use gloves for this, obviously. Once you're done scrubbing the bleach off of the bathtub and rinsing it out, then let's move on to the floors. And usually you can do the floors afterwards. I will remind everybody to do it after the episode. But if you want to do it now quickly, you can just get a Swiffer pad, and my mom mentioned this before. Sometimes she just likes it for if you have a small bathroom, just, if you still have your gloves on, just get a Swiffer pad and use your hand and just get behind the toilet and just get on your hands and knees and just wipe down the bathroom floor really quick with a Swiffer pad. That's a good way to get all of the, the edges and the hard to reach spots if it's a small bathroom. If it's a big bathroom, then you can use a Swiffer and just clean, or a mop or whatever it is you use, and just do that at the end of the episode when you clean the rest of the floors in the house. But moving on, we're going to go ahead and move on to the bedrooms now. And I had somebody ask me on my Patreon to talk about organizing kids' rooms. So we're going to talk about kids' rooms today. So in any room, whether it be a kid room or a regular room, we want, if you haven't cleaned beddings in a while, sheets and bedding, we want to take everything off and put it in the laundry area to where it's in a place where it's going to be made a priority, because we want it to be clean by the time it's time to go to bed. And then get all of the dirty clothes out of the bedroom, move it to or bedrooms, plural, depending on how many bedrooms we're cleaning here. You might have to delegate if you have kids in the house. To do their rooms and do the same thing, but move all the dirty laundry to the laundry area. And then if you have a clutter situation in your bedroom or your kid's bedroom and you just don't know, it's just something that's a constant struggle. I have a bedroom right now, and I just moved, and I just kind of put everything into the bedroom because most of it was the kids' stuff, and I definitely have a lot to go through. And it's whenever something like that whenever it's a big project like that, it seems very overwhelming, and it's really hard to know where to start. So I always I like to set a timer of 20 minutes. And I just say, I'm just going to start here, and I just pick a random spot, and I'm like, I'm going to spend 20 minutes on this dresser and just clean out this dresser and put this stuff in piles and keep, not keep, throw away, whether it be toys, clothes, etc. And I just do 20 minutes, take a break, do something else for 15 minutes, come back, do another 20 minutes, or you can do it throughout different days. Say I'm going to spend an hour a day in this room, and just pick an area and just start on it, set a timer, and just, if an hour is not doable for you, try 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever is doable with you and your schedule. If a task, a bedroom seems too much to go through, I would do that. Just set a timer and just do it in increments that are something that you can handle. And just tackle it a little bit at a time, one box at a time, one toy box at a time, one area of clothing at a time, one dresser at a time, stuff like that. One bag of clothes at a time, and just keep, whenever I'm organizing stuff, I always have a keep, a maybe, and a donate or throw away pile. And the maybe pile, after I'm done with my cleaning session, I go back to the maybe pile and I go through it a second time. And I think, do I really, really need this? And if I really cannot decide, I put it away, and then I come back to it later, and then I go through it again and then decide. But anyway, that's what I do. I will talk more in depth about organizing and cleaning a bedroom and decluttering a hotspot bedroom that's been an issue or something that, we've been putting off for a while. An area that really needs to be decluttered and organized, and handled. I'll get more in depth of that on Sunday's episode. I will definitely talk about that for you because that's something that I also need personally. So thank you so much for that request on Patreon. I really appreciate you messaging me that because I needed that. And I too need to go through my kids' room because I have my stepdaughter's stuff's in there. She's only here on the weekends, but technically it's her room, and then both of my baby's stuff is in the room, so it's a lot of stuff in the room, so it's gotten a little bit out of hand, so I'm going to have to tackle that room with you, and I will do that with you when I record, and I will go through the steps that I'm taking to do that, so hopefully that'll be a help to you. And go ahead and check under your bed too. If you aren't doing a decluttering situation like what I'm talking about and you're just doing a regular clean of your room, check under your bed. If there's anything that needs to be grabbed from under your bed, do that now. And if you don't need to clean your sheets like you've recently done it, then just make your bed and you don't have to wash your sheets. Then just make your bed, make it look nice, fix your pillows, stuff like that. I recently got a new bedspread, so I take pride in cleaning my room and keeping it clean. And I mentioned before that just getting little things for your house really does help motivate you to keep your house clean. So now it's ending. I'm going to end the episode by telling you guys to, before you stop, while you still got momentum, while you still have momentum, while you still have the energy to clean. I know it's been almost an hour and you guys are tired, and an hour is a long time to be cleaning, but you guys stay strong, clean those floors. If you have hardwood floors, do a good sweep and mop of all of your floors, including the bathroom, bedrooms. Do a good sweep and mop. And then, if you have carpet, do a good vacuum and spot clean of all of your rooms and living area. And then don't forget your laundry switch. Do a laundry switch, and then once you're done with the floor, do the laundry switch, do the floor of your entire house, do the laundry switch, and then grab all of the clothes that need to be folded that you just took out of the dryer and immediately fold them and put them away. That way they don't sit there in a pile. And you can relax, put your feet up, put your favorite show on, listen to another podcast, listen to another one of my podcasts, maybe, hint, hint. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever it is you like to do while you fold, whatever leisurely activity you like to do. And then just relax and think of it more as a break than a chore, and then fold things and put them away. And you can even fold them into family piles, and you can even have your kids put away everything that's not yours. If you have kids, you can be like, okay, you put your stuff away, etc., etc. But I just wanted to thank you guys so much for cleaning with me. You guys are amazing. You cleaned your whole house today. That is a big feat. An hour-long cleaning session is a lot of work. So thank you guys so much for sticking with it and cleaning your whole house. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. You guys are the best listeners, the best supporters. I appreciate those of you that support me on Patreon or send me kind messages on Facebook or kind comments. You guys are the best. If you want to financially support the podcast on Patreon, I will put the link in the description. But for those of you that already do, you guys are amazing and you keep this podcast going. And I really, really, really appreciate you guys. You guys keep me on track cleaning-wise, and I appreciate that as well. I get so much more done now that I've started the podcast, and I'm held accountable, I feel like, in a way. So I really appreciate it, and I will never get tired of doing the podcast because it really does help me. So don't worry if I ever miss a week or anything. It's just because something really important has happened and I had to prioritize my family. That's all. But I definitely will continue this podcast as long as I possibly can. I love doing it. It's something I enjoy, and it's something that motivates me. And as always, happy cleaning. Thank you guys.